Hello, this is the Not Pro Gamer. Basically, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to do a soft mod homebrew on your Wii. And this is the original Wii, not the Wii U. And after trying this myself, after several attempts, it's quite an easy process. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to create one for you. So let's get started. So what you're going to need to soft mod your Wii, you're going to need a Wii itself. Here's your Wii, and your Wii is going to needed to be upgraded to 4.3U. So if you haven't already upgraded your Wii to the latest firmware, I suggest you do that with an internet connection, of course. The next thing you're going to need is a few things here. You're going to need a SD card, and this specifically will install the exploit to conduct the firmware upgrade for the homebrew. An external hard drive or a USB hard drive, and this is basically for your ROMs, your emulators, the WBF files that the Wii will use as the extension to actually play the Wii games or GameCube games. And you're going to need a SD card reader to essentially format the SD card so that it can read as either a FAT partition or a FAT32 partition. And now I've heard lots of people online say it has to be specifically FAT32. They don't know what they're talking about. I've done it both ways, and I can guarantee you 100% it works with FAT16 or FAT32. FAT32 you should definitely do, just because you get more capacity and it's able to take your SATA hard drive or your USB hard drive to its full potential. So in any case, let's get started here. So let's fire up our Wii. Start off with here. As you can see, we're just booting it up here. Now, what we're going to need to do first is we need to get your MAC address information for the Wii itself. And you do that by going into your settings and your Wii settings. And we take 20 minutes. And this is what I was talking about. 4.3U, this is critical. The patch won't work unless this is done. If it's 4.2, you got to do it. You go to your internet connection, console information, and this is the all-important MAC address. Now, what you're going to do with that number, you need to record that number down. So if you either want to put it on your computer or write it down, but we're going to take that number down right now. It looks like it's and what we're going to do now that we have that Mac, we're going to switch over to get this program to be able to conduct our homebrew add-on. And now to do that, we need to go to the following website. That'll be pleasehackme.com. And once we go to that site, this is what you're going to see. And again, here we have our 4.3U, which is our current firmware, which we're going to do. And we got to put it in our Mac here. You definitely want to verify that it's 0. And I'm not a robot. And it definitely does not matter whether you want to cut the red or the blue wire. Once that happens, you're going to get something called Letterbomb. Start downloading. This is all your good stuff that you're going to need to copy over to the SD card. So once that comes up there, these are the files in the Letterbomb, and it comes in the form of a zip file. Alright, so we're continuing on here. So what I've done here now, creating that, here's our download for our Letterbomb Homebrew app. Now I've opened another window for the SD card where we're going to transfer these files to. So I'm going to copy, and we're going to paste. And that'll take a minute. Perfect. So once that's done, now we have our exploit to do our Wii hack. So let's go back to the Wii. And now we're going to use our SD card. And with the SD card, what we need to do is we just basically insert it into our, where you'd have some of your save files or games if you had previously downloaded. Once that's inserted, we're then going to go to the mail app, to the message board. You might have to go back a day or two, and there it is. So once we run that, it's going to come to a bunch of good stuff, as well as a screen that's going to give you some kind of a scary screen, indicating that you're basically, it's almost like a scam. You can ignore it. It's going to take about 30 seconds. We can continue on by pushing the number 1 once it loads. And there it is. Now, this is the actual Homebrew app. And what we're going to do once we're in here, we're just going to continue. Go up to install the Homebrew. I don't know if you can see that there, but it says to install the Homebrew channel. That's what you want to do. Install the Homebrew channel now. Yes, continue. No, take me back. But of course, we want to continue. And now it's going to install the Homebrew app. And it was successful. And if you ever want to get rid of the soft mod that we just put in, you can uninstall it here by following the same procedure. But we're not going to do that, of course. So we install Wii as iOS. And what this does, this is for if you're wanting to do a backup copy for your actual Wii itself. We don't need to do this. We're specifically worrying about the Homebrew channel, so this is something else we can get into another time. We can exit out of here. Now, once we go into the Wii here, as you can see, we have the Homebrew channel. Now, how do we get to the Homebrew channel? I'm going to go back to our main screen. And there it is. Okay, so we're just finishing off this last thing. So now that the Homebrew channel is installed, and I'll get into another video late on another time for how to move apps and everything over. But once you have the Homebrew channel installed, essentially this is what you can get access to. Your USB loader, which allows you to run games. Commodore 64 emulator, if you're familiar with what that even is. Your Nintendo emulator, TurboGrafx 16, an FTP server. There's all kinds of other things in here. Nintendo 64 emulator, Super Nintendo, as well as like Windows Media Player, except this is like a version for the Wii itself, as well as there is a internet browser somewhere in here too. The radio app as well. So in any case, there's all kinds of apps in here. But to basically do this, now that you have your Homebrew channel installed, you can basically download the stuff with the channel installer. This is what I was looking for. Once you have the Homebrew installer here, come here. You can basically continue downloading all these good functions and apps that I've already put in here. Now, one other thing though before I let you go, on the back of the Wii itself, to get this USB hard drive that we were talking about here, specifically this port is activated. If you can see that there, it's your first port right on the right side. And if you do it on the other one, it will not work, and it has not been modified. So that's critical that you know that. So in any case, that really conducts how to soft mod your Wii with the Letterbomb exploit. And next time I will get into how to transfer ROMs and how to convert WBFS files for the Wii, seeing how I couldn't really find a good wiki or anything online for people how to do that. I kind of just figured it out myself, so I'll get something going in my Mac's down. Thank you.